Chinese national tied to suspected Las Vegas Biolab found guilty of COVID test fraud. A California jury found a Chinese national guilty on all counts on May 6 for selling more than 1 million faulty COVID-19 tests and obtaining nearly $4 million from customers across the United States. The verdict concludes a years-long investigation into Jia Beizhu's scheme, which involved lying to the FDA and importing faulty COVID tests from China, the Department of Justice said, but his alleged involvement in a suspected biolab in Las Vegas has yet to be resolved. U.S. Attorney Eric Grant said in a news release that Zhu, who has multiple aliases and pleaded not guilty to his charges, put American lives at risk. This verdict holds the defendant accountable for actions that exploited a public health crisis for his own gain, Grant said. He flouted the lawful authority of the FDA and deliberately deceived the public by repackaging low-quality, foreign-made test kits at a time when accuracy and reliability were critical. Anthony Capozzi, Zhu's attorney, did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Zhu's conviction included 1 count of conspiracy to commit wire fraud, 1 count of making a false statement to the FDA, 2 counts of distributing adulterated and misbranded medical devices, and 8 counts of substantive wire fraud. The 64-year-old's romantic partner, Xiaoyan Wang, is also charged for her involvement, but she fled the United States to China with their infant child before Zhu's arrest, according to the DOJ. The scheme. The pair would sell fraudulent COVID-19 tests through a now-defunct, Fresno-based medical supply company called Universal Meditech Inc. In August 2023, the FDA issued a "Do Not Use" notice with an extensive list of supplies from the company. Has notified the FDA that it has stopped all operations and is no longer providing support for its tests, the agency said. The FDA warned that the Chinese couple's fraudulent company sold medical supplies to customers and at least 11 U.S. companies. To carry out their scheme, Zhu and Wang hired inexperienced employees who would not ask any questions, the DOJ news release said. Some of these workers were hired through a Fresno organization that paired unskilled workers to jobs and provided significant subsidies to employers that hired them. Several of those employees testified during Zhu's 2-week trial, admitting that he instructed them to make false representations to customers, and they did so because they did not want to lose their jobs. The workers also said they were afraid Zhu would physically punish them if they didn't comply. The Chinese nationals carried out the scam from August 2020 to March 2023, importing faulty COVID tests from China, then lying to Americans to sell them, according to the DOJ. The agency said there were 4 false representations given to U.S. consumers, including that the tests were authorized by the FDA, made in America, made in a certified medical lab, and actually worked. The defendants schemed to distribute medical devices that were misbranded and falsely represented as FDA-approved undermined public health during a critical time, said Special Agent in Charge Robert Iwanicki of the FDA's Office of Criminal Investigations. Victims who testified at trial explained the tests they ordered from Universal Meditech Incorporated were missing basic parts and could not detect COVID. The evidence. Zhu's scheme was first revealed in mid-2022 when one of his victims filed a civil lawsuit against the medical company. A court-ordered inspection of the site revealed an unsanitary warehouse, far below established quality standards, for medical facilities. There was vivarium that was not sealed off from the rest of the facility and multiple fridges with pathogens and toxins in juice, soda, and other inappropriate containers, the DOJ said. A vivarium is supposed to be an enclosed, controlled environment for housing and studying living animals. The inspection also uncovered hundreds of boxes of faulty COVID tests from China. According to the DOJ, Zhu attempted to evade that civil lawsuit by moving Universal Meditech Incorporated from Fresno to a neighboring town and renaming it as Prestige Biotech Incorporated. The attempt failed. FDA and CDC investigators met with Zhu in May 2023, when he identified himself as a different person named Chang David, claiming he recently came to the United States from China on an asylum application. David also claimed he did not know anything about either fraudulent company's background. On day 8 of his trial, Zhu stated that he did not wish to testify. The DOJ said Zhu participated in a similar scam in Canada before illegally entering the United States and restarting his scheme in California. The Chinese national is scheduled for sentencing on August 24, facing maximum penalties of 20 years in prison. Links to Las Vegas. Hundreds of miles away from Universal Meditech Incorporated, a tip from a house cleaner led to the discovery of a suspected illegal biolab earlier this year in a quiet Las Vegas neighborhood. Federal and local authorities discovered more than 1,000 pieces of evidence there, including vials and containers of unknown substances and liquids. Court filings obtained by the Epoch Times showed Zhu as the primary suspect in the Las Vegas state investigation into the neighborhood biolab. His romantic partner, Wang, and her mother are also suspects. Jesselyn Harper, a code enforcement officer for the Reedley Fire Department in California, discovered a lab connected to Zhu in 2022. Reedley is about 30 miles southwest of Fresno. We're appreciative that the Las Vegas lab is being taken seriously and showing that biosafety labs are a crisis in the United States, she previously told the Epoch Times. We're hoping to be able to move forward and work together on addressing these labs. The Las Vegas investigation remains ongoing. Under President Trump's leadership, the FBI has made it a priority from day one to systematically dismantle Chinese Communist Party influence inside U.S. universities and institutions, FBI Director Kash Patel previously told the Epoch Times. For years, the CCP's covert presence in the United States grew while some leaders looked the other way, Patel said. That is no longer the case. We've been given a clear mandate to root out these networks, protect American institutions, and save lives. Zhu and his companies have been saddled with legal battles around the world, from the United States to Canada to Hong Kong.